to miss Louis Vuitton bags more so than Chanel bags. Sometimes you just like the idea of having a bag, but then you don't really wear it. I mean, you can't have all the bags, right? So, and I'm really trying to not be influenced by trends and social media. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Jess. I wanted to discuss today bags that I kind of missed that I sold from my collection. I'm super thankful for the bags I have. In fact, I probably have too many bags, and I know there's been a trend to downsize one's collection, curated, and you know, cut back a little bit, low buy, all that. And I've been going through that myself this year. I did end up selling probably 5 or so bags, but over the years I've probably sold hundreds of, or maybe like 100 bags, to be honest. I don't know about hundreds, but quite a few. And there are some that, you know, sometimes it might be a particular thing I see which I'm like, oh, I used to have that. Like, for example, I watched the latest Hermes runway show, and they featured a lot of like brown Cali bags, and I thought to myself for a moment, oh gosh, maybe I shouldn't have sold my Cali 28 in the natural color. And that's where I come to my first bag, guys, which I kind of miss, but then at the same time, I think I made the right decision to sell it. And that's my Cali 28 in a matte box cuff in natural. This is a vintage bag that was from the year 2000, and I originally purchased this from the Purse Affair. I believe it was sourced from Japan originally, because it did say inside, had a certificate from Ginza Zyoma, which was like a big seller of Hermes bags that I went to when I went to Japan as well. Anyways, I bought this bag because it was really stunning actually. It was this beautiful brown with gold hardware, but I found that the style was quite rigid and quite stiff, so I always hesitated to use it. And also because it was like a type of box cuff, a chamois leather, I thought that it would be a bit risky to take it out when it was raining. In Melbourne, it gets kind of wet sometimes, it starts raining, so that made me not wear it as much. And also due to the fact that it was quite like a mature look. It wasn't mature, it was very like elegant and ladylike, and particularly in the brown shade, I found it wasn't as fun as my usual style. And I do like contrasting more traditional or like classic styles with, like, I guess, like with a twist, with more like a whimsical outfit or like an interesting print or a jacket. But I just found this bag was just like not really me, and I never really wore it, so I thought it would be best to sell it on to fund a Birkin 25, which was something that I really wanted. And that bag sold really fast. I sold it through a consignment store. I did feel like I might regret selling it because it is a pretty classic color and like size. It was a Cali 28, but I also wanted to manifest getting a Birkin 25, which actually worked out quite well, because not long after I ended up getting offered my Vert Yucca Birkin 25, which I feel like is a lot more me. It adds a pop of color to my outfits. It's a bit of a softer leather, so I find it easier to open and close. It's easy to just throw things inside. And I must say, this, like, I was ecstatic when I got this bag. I just thought yes, and it was very special that I got it from the boutique. So when I think about what I did get for, I guess, selling that bag, I mean, some of you guys might say, like, why don't you just keep both bags? Yeah, there's that, but I also feel like they're both very expensive bags, so I don't want to have too much of that stuff too soon. So I often do sell bags from my collection just to either fund the next purchase, so I don't, you know, go into my savings too much or anything like that. So I do like to sub in and out bags from my collection. I don't just keep every bag that I have. If I do want to buy another bag, I sometimes have to make a sacrifice. So I sacrificed that Cali, and yeah, I will say I don't regret it, because it's not like I would want to buy it back. If I wanted to buy something like that back again, I would actually really like maybe a Birkin in like a Berenia leather, like a vintage one with palladium hardware. I think that would be much more easy for me to style, because it would be a little bit more casual. And the Berenia I could definitely take in the rain, because I know Berenia, it gets watermarks, but it's kind of a part of the look of the bag. Whereas like box calf, it blisters, and it's not really, it doesn't wear in the same way. But I feel like the Berenia would be much more casual, and I could find it vintage as well. It would just be easier for me to grab and go. So yeah, I don't really miss the Cali. I found it just didn't work out for me. I think if I was really craving like a a classic brown bag again. I'd look for a pre-loved Barenia Birkin, I think. That's just me though. Next bag that I miss is my Bolide 35, which I again only sold this year. And that's only because I suppose that bag in particular that I had was a really beautifully made bag. Like, it was very slouchy. It had a star stamp on it, which means that the craftsman who made it, I think, worked for Hermes for like a few decades or something. I think if it has the star stamp. So it was a really beautiful bag. I sold it because I was trying to downsize my collection, and I thought, you know, I already have a Garden Party 30 in the Vert Armand, which I really like as well. I know they're completely different bags, but I feel like this one is much more lightweight and a similar kind of color. And I don't know, I just felt like between the two, I just wanted to keep my Garden Party 30. So I ended up sacrificing that one. But I think with the big bags coming back in fashion, like the Romargo and then the Empire bag from Coach, it definitely fit into that trend. And that's why I sold it when I did, because I knew it was back in fashion. But I sometimes miss it. There hasn't been like a day where I'm like, oh damn, I wish I had my Bolide 35 that I could wear again, because I have a lot of bags that I just can wear anyway. It's not like it was like filling a gap in my collection. I could just wear my, like, any bag that I have. But I did like the idea of it, and I loved the slouchiness of it. So yeah, I do miss that bag. That being said, I do have 3 other Bolide bags in my collection, like my pink and my red one and my blue one. So yeah, I mean, you can't have all the bags, right? So yeah, I do miss it a little bit, but yeah, there's that one. In the past, I also used to have a Kelly 28 in Malachite, which was like a limited edition Kelly. This was the first Kelly I ever bought, and I also purchased this from the Purser Fair. Did I? Yes. And it had a blue Zanzibar handle. I always bring this bag up because that was my first Kelly. And again, I like never wore it. Like, I don't know why. Maybe the Kelly 28 is just like not my bag. I don't know. I do still have a Kelly 28 in Rouge Vif from 1991. I love this bag. I don't know, something about the red with the gold hardware I really love. And it's from my birth year. So I don't think I could ever sell this. And it's in Courchevel leather. And this one I find it easier to wear than the natural color one I had, because it's Courchevel, which means if I get it wet, it won't be like the end of the world. Like, if I get raindrops on it, it's going to be okay. And I think mentally, that's why I reach for it more than the brown one. And also, I find that red is easier for me to match than brown in my wardrobe. I don't know why that is. I think it's because I wear a lot of pink and red and like black, and I also like wear pink and red on my face, like on my lips, so I find it easier to tie in than the brown. I don't know why I couldn't style it. Like, I had to wear like cream, but I don't really like wearing cream that much, so yeah, there's just stuff like that you don't realize until you have the bag. So anyway, back to my Kelly 28 in the Malachite. I miss it because it was a really beautiful green, the Malachite, but I never wore it, and I felt quite bad about that, and I sold it to fund a Birkin because I thought maybe I'm more of a Birkin gal. So I think that if I didn't sell that Kelly in the Malachite, I wouldn't have my Rose Coupre Birkin 30, which I feel like is also a pretty special bag. So yeah, that's the thing. Like, usually when I sell a bag, it prompts me to buy a different bag, and then I find that the next bag I buy, I like more anyway. So yeah, out of the Kelly and the Birkin, I think I do like the Birkin more. Like, it's more of like, yeah, the color is really nice. I mean, I like both of them, to be honest. But yeah, I ended up with getting the Birkin. And to be honest, I don't really wear the Birkin that much. I don't know why. I never wear that Birkin, but I really love it. It's really cute. So yeah, there's that too. So that's the thing, guys. Like, sometimes you just like the idea of having a bag, but then you don't really wear it. So I feel like, honestly, a lot of Kellys and Birkins are kind of like that for me, which is a bit sad to admit, but it's just probably a stage I'm at in my life. I spoke about shearling bags the other day, and I used to have a toy Lulu in black shearling, which was really cute. I picked this up for like a really good price, and I ended up selling it because I was trying to declutter my collection. I sometimes feel like for winter, like, I wear a lot of coats and like fluffy things, and I like to put like little plushies on my bags. I feel like this was just like a nice little novelty piece, and I sometimes miss it, but yeah, again, I don't think I would buy it again because I'm really happy with my collection now. I'm very, wary of adding too many more bags into my collection, given that, you know, there's bags I've had in the past that were really nice and I let them go to buy other bags. So I don't want to just bring in random junk anymore. Like, it has to be something worthy of bringing in. And then I also used to have a mini bolide, which I bought secondhand, and I really regretted selling that one. I was a bit I found it hard to style the blue electric color, but I will say that is a stunning color, and I actually think that color kind of suits me. So I wouldn't be opposed to adding blue electric back into my collection one day, like maybe in like a Kelly 25 or like a mini Kelly or something. Like blue electric would be really nice, because I really did like that mini bolide. I really like the bolide bag. I ended up instead getting the Rouge de Coeur one, which honestly I feel like is easier to style because it's red. So there's that. So I guess if I didn't sell that one, I wouldn't have this. And would I add another mini bolide into my collection? Maybe at some point in my life I would, because it is a really cute bag and I find that it's just like really perfect for like special occasions, or even like on days where you don't have to carry much. And sometimes I wear it with like a sporty strap as well, like a canvas strap. So I find like the bolide to be like one of the most versatile bags. So into Louis Vuitton, I used to have a I Miss You bag, and it was basically a pretty rare bag with a bow on it with the anime eyes all over it. And I found this through a Facebook group, and I got it for a really good deal. And I ended up selling it because I went through a phase of selling my Louis Vuitton bags. But honestly, this was quite a collector's piece. And now that I know that they're reissuing like the multicolor Murakami, it makes me kind of feel like I have FOMO and that I want to add multicolor back into my collection. I've been feeling that for a few months, but I'm trying to resist that because I know it's just a phase and I'm just getting influenced by the fact that they're reintroducing it. And I'm really trying to not be influenced by trends in social media. I mean, even with my bolide 35, I started to feel FOMO for not having it because I've seen like the Coach Empire bag and everyone go crazy for that style. And it's like a style that I already kind of I feel like I already experienced and enjoyed, but now it's becoming a big thing. So yeah, I kind of feel that way about the multicolor as well. Like, I already experienced it and enjoyed it, and I don't need to go back there. Like, I don't have to go back and experience that again. Like, a lot of the bags that I've had, I'm so thankful I bought them because I got to enjoy them while it lasted, and I can move on to something else. So all the bags I'm talking about, I don't think I should ever buy those bags back again. I would rather buy something different. Like, as I said, I'd rather, you know, dip my toe into maybe a Berenia Birkin or something. I know that's so random, but I can just imagine myself wearing that for some reason. I don't know why. I just feel like that would be a really cool bag. Or even, like, I would love a mini 2424 or a Constance, like something different. Or yeah, I just feel like there are other bags that I'd want to explore. So when I think about that, I'm like, oh, no, I don't really miss that bag as much, but the I Miss You bag was pretty cool and quite a rare bag. So I do sometimes feel like if I still had it, it would just be a cool collector's piece, but I don't think I would wear it as much as I think. And then similarly, I had a multicolored Trouville bag, which I think the Trouville is like such a cute style. And I love how they used to put like gold details like on the corners. Yeah, it was just a really beautiful bag, and I got it for a great deal, like under $800 Australian, I remember, and it looked so cute with like my Murakami charm, and it was such a cute bag, to be honest. But I do sometimes feel like I would love to add multicolor back into my collection. Honestly, it's more just the thing of I already have a lot of bags, and I feel like how the hell can I feel sad for not having that bag anymore when I have like all these other bags? It's I don't have like having that mindset of I don't have enough. Like, it's just I don't feel like it's a silly mindset to have when I have so much. So yeah, that's why I also feel like I should get that idea out of my head to add it back into my collection, anything multicolor, because I think it is just a phase with me, and I don't think it's necessarily aesthetic that I'm gonna like wear as much anymore. Like, I just don't have the time to like wear those kind of bags. Like, they're really fun and they're beautiful just to admire, to be honest. I like the multicolor just to collect as like things to put on my shelf, but I don't know if, yeah, it's just more of an art piece to me, to be honest. Same with like jelly cats. Like, they're not useful. I just love staring at them and I just think they're so adorable. Like, it's a similar thing. Like, I don't actually need it. I just like looking at it. Similar thing, and actually similar thing for every bag I'm talking about. Like, they're not bags like the bolide 35 I wore a lot, but other than that, all the other ones I didn't really wear. I just liked the idea of having them. So you know, in my head, I can just pretend I still have them and we're done. Like, that's fine. Like, because most of the time I'm not here staring at my bags all day anyway, unfortunately. Next bag that I kind of miss, and that's because I wish I kind of had a designer backpack back in my collection, and that's my vintage Chanel Duma backpack. Again, I got this for an amazing deal, and I feel like the Chanel Duma backpack is like my all-time favorite Chanel bag, which is a big statement to make, but only the vintage one. I love the chunky chains on it. I love how it's like a backpack, which is a bit different for Chanel, because Chanel, you think of something like a flat bag or more prim and proper, but it's just like an edgy take. I like that when Chanel does something a bit edgier, and it's like, yeah, it's practical, it's a bit sporty, but it's just cool, right? So the Chanel Duma backpack, yeah, I mean, they're quite expensive on the pre-love market now, so it's not something I would want to add back. I think if I wanted to get a designer backpack, honestly, love the Kelly Ado backpack or the new pocket one, but that is a fortune. So yeah, and then also I feel like, am I over the whole designer backpack thing? Like, is that just a phase as well? Do I need a designer backpack? Not really, but I do sometimes feel like if I was going to add a Chanel bag back into my collection, it would be the Duma backpack. But yeah, I'm not going to do it, guys. It's just, I can't be bothered. And then final two Louis Vuitton bags that I miss. Surprisingly, I don't miss a lot of my Chanel bags. I don't know why that is, guys. I just feel like Chanel is quite dressy, and I just never found a time where I felt like, yeah, I really missed it. I don't know why. That's kind of weird, but I tend to miss Louis Vuitton bags more so than Chanel bags. So final two is the Cherry Speedy, pretty obvious one, in the size 25. Now, I only miss this purely for the cuteness factor of the cherry. I think the cherry from Louis Vuitton is like my favorite you know, collection. Anything with the cherries, I miss that, and I miss having it as a collector's piece. But I will say, you know, if I look at the bags I have now, like my pink Bolide or my red Kelly, I like those bags more than the Cherry Speedy. So when I think about that and like my green Birkin, I'm like, or even my Mosaic bag, like that's pretty stunning. When I think about like what I already have, I'm like, okay, I don't need the Cherry Speedy anymore. I'm just like the idea of having it, and I think it's so cute. But yeah, at the same time, I feel like I would, you know, there's only so much shelf space I have, so it's okay that I let that go as well. I'm at peace with letting that go, even though I'm pretty sure I bought that bag back. I owned it, then I sold it, then I bought it again, and then I sold it again. So I'm not about to buy and sell it again. I think that would be a bit crazy. Then final bag that I miss is, it's also because the denim trend was quite a big thing this year, and that's my Louis Vuitton patchwork pouchy bag. I picked this up for an amazing deal, and I ended up selling it, and I think with most of the bags that I sold, actually, maybe not my Kelly bags, but all those other bags that I didn't spend over $10,000 on, I actually made profit on everything, that because I ended up buying a lot of these things for great deals, and then they kind of came in fashion, or I don't know, I'm very good at hunting for bags, basically. I haven't been doing it as much these days. And anyway, so the denim patchwork bag was really cool, and I loved how it had the floral lining as well. It's just a really detailed bag. It was a bit ugly, but it was like cool ugly. So yeah, I sometimes miss that bag, but you know, it's okay that I let that go as well. It was a similar kind of Y2K aesthetic, which I don't know if that's necessarily my style anymore, but yeah, I do appreciate it and I do like it. So yeah, there's heaps of bags out there that I like, but they just don't work out for me, or you know, I prefer the bags that I already have. So anyways, guys, let me know, are there bags that you've had that you kind of miss, but then you convince yourself that you made the right decision, or are you guilty of repurchasing bags that you sold before? Because you never know, guys. It may just so happen that in like a year or two, I buy back one of these bags that I'm missing, but who knows? So thanks for watching my video today. I blabbed on a lot as usual, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye!